Three orchid crash victims identified, infant in critical condition. The police have released the names of the 3 people who perished in a 4-vehicle crash on the Duntover Main Road in Oakhurst Wednesday night. Meanwhile, an infant has been transferred to Kingston for treatment. The deceased are 55-year-old vendor Christopher White, 42-year-old Karen Browning, and 41-year-old Robert Muir, also a vendor. They are all from Beacon Hill, Thompson Pen in St. Catherine. Police reports are that the crash, which happened about 8:30 p.m., involved a Honda Fit, a Nissan Lafisa, and a Nissan AD Walk-On, and a Range Rover. According to police, all vehicles except the Range Rover were traveling easterly on the thoroughfare. When upon reaching the vicinity of Pearly Beach, the Range Rover failed to keep left, resulting in the collision. The police and fire brigade were called to the scene, and the injured were taken to the St. Anne's Bay Hospital, where the occupants of the Nissan AD Walk-On were pronounced dead. The infant, who was an occupant of the Range Rover, was admitted in critical condition. She was later sent to Kingston for further treatment. Bartender killed in St. Elizabeth double murder was on second day of job. The 20-year-old bartender, who was one of 2 people gunned down in an attack in Williamsfield District in St. Elizabeth, was reportedly only on her second day of work. According to the police, the woman, Kishiva Ascot, of Barnes River in Clarendon, was shot and killed on Wednesday night alongside a 37-year-old man identified as Dane Margon, also known as Little D. The gruesome murder, according to law enforcers, has left residents of the usually quiet community shocked and shaken. Well over 33 spent shells were found at the location. The Williamsville community is a community that is very peaceful and quiet. In fact, we have not had any major incident in this community, so we are here supporting the residents and ensuring that this investigation will proceed swiftly, stated Deputy Superintendent Coleridge Minto. The residents are not accustomed to this kind of activity in their space, and so we are ensuring that our team, supported by our station pastor and chaplain, will provide support. Reports are that about 10:30 p.m., Morgan and Oscott were at the bar when armed men entered. Loud explosions were heard, and later, the bartender and the man were found suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital and pronounced dead. Police say information so far has been sketchy. Investigation into the double murder are ongoing. Information we have so far is that the female bartender that worked at the location, it was her second day work here. The gentleman who was killed is a resident of the community, said DSP Minto. The gentleman had a number of children. Many of them have been traumatized by the incident, as well as other children from this community, and so will be providing additional support to them. We will continue the investigation until we find the persons responsible for the gruesome killing of these 2 people.
Sometime at about 10:30 on Wednesday night, explosions were heard in this area, Williamsfield, which is located in the Silo police area. At the end of the explosions, search was conducted. 2 persons, a male and a female, were found suffering from gunshot wounds. They were taken to the Black River Hospital, where they were pronounced dead. The information we have so far, the female, the bartender that worked at this location, was her second day working here. The gentleman who was killed is a resident of this community. Well over 33 spent shells were found at this location. The Williamsfield community is a community that is very peaceful and quiet, and in fact we have not had any major incidents in this community, and so we are here supporting the residents and ensuring that this investigation will be speedy and swiftly. The residents are not accustomed to this kind of activity in their space, and so we are ensuring that our CSS team, supported by our station pastors and chaplains, will provide support. The gentleman had a number of children, many of them who are traumatized out of this incident, as well as children in this community. And so we'll be providing additional support to them. We will continue the investigation until we find the persons responsible for this gruesome killing of these 2 people.
Police seized gun in Grange Hill. An illegal firearm was seized during a police operation in Hilltop Retirement in Granville, St. James on Thursday. According to a police release, an ongoing commitment to combat illegal firearms, ammunition, and to apprehend individuals wanted for various crimes led to the operation in the community. Reports were that between the hours of 4:30 p.m. and 6 p.m., a premises was searched and a box containing a pistol with a magazine affixed was found buried under bushes at the back of the yard. 2 men have been detained pending further investigations, the police stated. The JCF is appealing to Jamaicans to join the police in their fight against crime. Anyone with information that can assist in their efforts is encouraged to call Crime Stop at 311, Police Emergency at 119, the NIPTIP line at 811 or the nearest police station. Schoolgirl killer's lawyer argues against death penalty for a client. A lawyer representing the man convicted of the 2017 murder of 15-year-old schoolgirl Shanika Gray on Thursday argued against the Crown seeking the death penalty for his client, who he suggests is capable of being rehabilitated. Paris told the court that the death penalty does not apply to his client, Gregory Roberts, because it should only be applied if the court finds that the convicted individual is incapable of reform. Murder is always a heinous crime, but it is clear that the death sentence must be reserved for exceptional categories of cases within the more serious cases of offense, stated Paris in his sentencing hearing submission to the High Court Justice Bertram Morrison. He used several case files in his submission to support his argument. Paris also argued against what he said was the Crown's position in the submission that sentencing should start at 50 years. What the Crown is saying is that in the alternative of the death penalty, this man must serve at least that, stated Paris. He argued that absolute fairness was lacking in the case, as he referred Roberts' co-accused Murray Morrison, who pleaded guilty in September 2022 after entering a plea deal with the state and was sentenced to life in prison a month later. Interestingly, the former co-accused then became the Crown's main witness. He admitted to having sexual intercourse with a minor and was found with her phone by the police, but he was never indicted for any of those, Paris stated. He said the starting point presented by the Crown should be rejected by the court. I submit, my lord, the particular range in dealing with the particular matter, I think it is safe to say, is within 15 years to life, but certainly nearer to 20 and upward in considering a starting point, stated Paris, adding, I am submitting the life imprisonment or 30 years would not be an appropriate starting point in this case. Shanika, who was a grade 10 student at the time of her death, was found dead 3 days after she had been reported missing. She was last seen alive in Montego Bay while on her way home from the funeral of a schoolmate. Roberts and Morrison were later taken into custody in connection with the killing. The sentencing hearing will continue on Friday when the court is expected to make its submission. Mom accused of fatally throwing baby off roof appears to be mentally unstable, stated judge. Shamoya Green, the woman who allegedly threw her 5-month-old daughter off the roof of her home in December 2023, resulting in the child's death, appears to be mentally unstable, a judge said during a hearing for the accused on Thursday. Green exhibited signs of disorientation and mental health issues as she made her way into the courthouse for the hearing in the St. James Parish Court. Me pitney dem a call me now, dem want me no know why me a go through this, said a soft-spoken Green immediately after being placed in the prisoner's dock. Which children are you talking about? Presiding Judge Fairclough Hilton inquired of the accused woman. Me have 2 pitney, miss, answered Green. What are their names? The judge asked. Me no remember them name right now. A 2 God bless me with. Me want to know what go on. Why them a do this? Why? Them need me, them need me, Green stated. Having read the preliminary report, it appears that she is not mentally stable, but we are yet to receive the psychiatric evaluation report, Fairclough Hilton comment. Green was ordered to undergo a psychiatric evaluation on March 6 during her initial court appearance before Judge Keisha Grant Price, during which she suffered an epileptic seizure in the courthouse. When the matter came before the court on Wednesday, it was received that aside from the pending psychiatric evaluation report, other documents have yet to be submitted. Those documents include an assessor's report regarding a witness to the alleged incident, as well as a post-mortem report and the scene of the crime statement. The required documents were still not presented during Thursday's proceedings. Judge Fairclough Hilltop, however, expressed concern about the mental assessment report, noting that the hospital had neglected to provide a clear date for when the assessment would be done. At that moment, Green rose from her seat and attempted to remove her clothes to the full view of the courthouse, but her lawyer, Gillian Horton, stepped in to prevent her from doing so. Attorney at law Michael Hemmings intervened to offer assistance, informing the court that 2 specific doctors from the psychiatric department at Conner Regional Hospital were available to assist when these circumstances arose. He assured the court that those doctors would make every effort to resolve the situation as quickly as possible. The attorney then excused himself to speak with one of the doctors to inform her about Green's case, which was greatly appreciated by the court. While the judge was addressing the mental assessment issue, Green blurted out, "My baby, call me." At that point, Horn informed the court that Green was experiencing frequent blackouts, which heightened the judge's concern. "She needs to be assessed, which will take some amount of time, so I am setting it for a month from today. This should give the doctors enough time to get their house in order so that they can conduct the necessary assessment to find out what ailment Miss Green is suffering from and treat her. As it is now, she is not being treated and will only deteriorate," Fairclough Hilton stated. The judge then set the matter for mention on May 2nd and remanded Green in police custody. Reports are that about 5:35 p.m., Green was at home with her common-law husband and other family members when she asked to have a conversation with her partner about their relationship. However, the man reportedly deferred the talks for later that evening. Green allegedly became enraged and left the room, taking her 5-month-old daughter Destiny with her. She reportedly took Destiny to the roof of the 3rd floor of the building and threw the child onto the concrete pit in the yard. The police were alerted and Destiny was taken to hospital, where she died while being treated. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.